For many, many months now, we've all speculated about how Trump is named in the Epstein files. And today, we finally got a preview of how he is implicated. Welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. Let's get there. Let's get there by at least New Year's. So do me a favor, hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because this insanity, it's got to stop. Now let's get right into it. Last night, literally last night, the House Oversight Committee received a whopping 23,000 documents from the Jeffrey Epstein estate. Now, in particular, there are 3 emails that have been released so far to the public. And let's go over them in chronological order. These 3, by the way, have to do with Donald Trump. Here's the first one, which is a communication between Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. In it, it turns around and it says, "I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Redacted name of victim, spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 75% there." It then goes on, whoever, obviously G-Max being Ghislaine Maxwell. I have been thinking about that. Now, why is this important? All right. It's important because how many times have we heard Donald Trump say he has really no relationship, no knowledge, he was unaware? Now, I want to be clear about something as well. 23,000 documents, so far released 3. If you are a Trump supporter, this email means abso-fucking-lutely nothing to you. If you are a Trump detractor, it absolutely implicates the two, shows that they have a relationship, that there was a friendship, something nefarious was going on. My personal opinion is the fact that there's so much more here that needs to come out, and I'm going to withhold my opinion so far as to what any of these things mean. Now, the second one is from 2015. Okay, 2015, regarding CNN hosting a Republican primary debate. Let me show you what that one says. It's from December 15th of 2015. And it's Michael Wolff wrote, "I hear CNN planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in scrum afterwards." Then he receives back a response as well. "I think you should let him hang himself." This is Michael Wolff responding to Jeffrey Epstein. "If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you. Or, if it really looks like he could win, you could save him generating a debt." This is all really weird stuff here. Of course, it is possible that when asked, he'll say Jeffrey is a great guy and has gotten a raw deal and is a victim of political correctness, which is to be outlawed in a Trump regime. Now, I want to be clear about something. The part that I find the most disgusting, put it back up for 1 second, is the part that says, "You can hang him in a way that potentially generates a positive benefit for you." What he's saying there is hold on to the information which you may be able to use to benefit yourself, or if it really looks like he could win, you could use it in order to be owed a debt, both of which are corrupt and disgusting. Meanwhile, the third email is from 2019. It's regarding the rumors about Trump kicking out Jeffrey Epstein from Mar-a-Lago after he allegedly stole women from his spa. Specifically, they're talking about Virginia Giuffre. Let me show you what it says there. In it, it turns around and says, "Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course, he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop." All right. This is, again, extremely relevant. And why? Because, again, this is outside of the scope of Trump. This is between Maxwell and the communications with Michael Wolff and, of course, Jeffrey Epstein. And it's basically turning around and it's refuting the comments that Donald Trump made to the press while he was on Air Force One. Now, regardless of what you think of these three emails, the important thing that's demonstrated is the fact that there was, number one, a relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. The two is whether or not the things that the president has been saying are accurate. And three, why? The big question. Why is it that the president is continuing to protect these files as opposed to releasing them? Because truth be told, if you just look at these three emails, if this is the totality right now of all of the emails that contain Donald Trump's name in it, well, you could speculate all you want. There's nothing significant here. The question again has to become, who is he protecting and why? Now, I want to remind you all something. Not too long ago, earlier this year, in fact, on Air Force One, Trump addressed the rumors that we have just been talking about, especially the one about Jeffrey Epstein stealing women from his club. I want to remind you exactly what was said so you could put it in context with what I just spoke to you about. Play the clip.
Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. But just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them
young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women?
What did they do? In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Jeffrey?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah. He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know. None whatsoever.
It's funny that he didn't know that she, I think maybe at the spa, but he knows emphatically that she had no complaints about him or, of course, Mar-a-Lago. And again, this is now contradicted by this email that just surfaced. I also want to remind each and every one of you, because I find this, as somebody who went through the system, the most despicable part of the entire scenario. Earlier this week, a whistleblower shared that Ghislaine Maxwell is receiving special treatment while she is being incarcerated. And I want to remind each and every one of you that she already got special treatment when she was moved from a max to a low security, a satellite camp facility. What makes it, to me, so despicable is I too received special treatment from the warden, from the correctional officers where I was at. The only difference is I wasn't given a puppy. I wasn't given special food. I wasn't given computers or open visits. I had my lockers flipped upside down. I was thrown into solitary confinement. I was denied food for 3 days. That's the special treatment that I got. And what did I do? What was my crime? Sure, paying Stormy Daniels $130,000 not to discuss Trump's mushroom pecker to the public. Doesn't seem right. Play the clip.
According to whistleblower information that reached House Democrats, she's being waited on hand and foot, as they put it, by staff members of the prison on the orders of the warden. And any staff member or inmate who objects to that, and apparently some have, are being retaliated against. Again, this is according to Jamie Raskin, the ranking Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee. As you said, she's getting those that special treatment about meals delivered to her cell and access to this service puppy, but also her visitors, relatives and friends who come visit her are getting special treatment. They're being whisked into the facility, according to this letter, around the normal procedures, and they're even being, in some cases, being allowed to bring in computers, which Raskin said raised the possibility that Maxwell was given sort of unfettered, unmonitored access to the outside world, which is not supposed to happen with federal inmates. And this letter says that the warden herself is helping Maxwell prepare an application, a request that Donald Trump commute her 20-year sentence. And Raskin, of course, is saying that should not happen.
20-year sentence. This is, my friends, the problem. This is an absolute abuse of power. This is an abuse by the Department of Justice and definitively an abuse by the Bureau of Prisons. Nobody else gets this sort of treatment. And most importantly, Ghislaine Maxwell definitively should not either. And as always, thanks for listening. Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.